What's up, future soldiers? Staff Sergeant Muller here, and welcome to your Friday Safety Brief. Last week we talked about cybersecurity and online scams. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and follow the links in the description. This week we're going to talk about working out to prepare yourself for basic training. You're about to embark on the adventure of a lifetime, and physical preparedness is a huge part of that. Whether it's running, walking, biking, hiking, swimming, whatever you can do to help yourself get that competitive edge. It's practicing your form. It's making sure that you are executing these exercises in a safe and controlled manner. It's starting your push-ups, starting your sit-ups, and getting those initial run distances down. And that's not the only way you can physically prepare. Anything that you can do to help get yourself into shape is a positive. While you're out there working on your physical fitness, make sure that you're taking the proper precautions and wearing the right gear. If you're running, make sure you have a good pair of running shoes. If you can't afford a high quality pair of running shoes, there are a lot of low-cost options available, and Amazon is no short supply of running shoes. That's where I got mine. If you're riding a bike, safety gear is a helmet. It's a reflective vest. It's making sure that your reflectors are adhered to your bike. I can't tell you how many times on the bike trail I see cyclists out there with the improper gear. They're likely to get hurt. Along with the proper gear, another thing to consider is the time of day. Maybe it's not the best time to go for a run if it's thunderstorming or hailing outside. Maybe it's not the best time if you can't see in front of you because there's a dense fog. Make sure that you're putting weather into your considerations when you're looking to prepare for physical fitness training. And this will go for the rest of your life as well. You know, physical fitness doesn't just end and start with the Army. You can be physically fit leading all the way up to it, enjoy the physically fit and healthy lifestyle, and then transition out of the Army and still maintain that level of physical fitness. It's free. So make sure that you're hitting that proper daytime. If you're outside and it's extremely bright out, it's a good idea to wear sunscreen. You know, all of these common sense things that sort of just add up, but a lot of times can be overlooked just because we get comfortable in how things have been progressing so far. And especially in today's current state, there's a lot of opportunity for individuals who, maybe they're at home. They have the opportunity to go and conduct more physical fitness training than others. So take advantage of that time while you can and try to get into some good shape. You don't have to be like Rambo jacked before you get to basic training. This is designed just so that you can go out there and face those challenges with a little bit of that competitive edge. While you're conducting these exercises, make sure that you are watching for injuries. Watching out for injuries is incredibly important, and it makes sure that you can do what you need to do to stay on track. If you're running, look for blisters. If you're swimming, make sure that your lung capacity is not hindered. You're not having an allergic reaction to anything. If you're hiking, make sure that the trail you're on is steady and stable. And if you're riding a bike, make sure the path ahead of you is clear and that you really are wearing all appropriate safety gear. Speaking of gear, make sure that your gear is well maintained. If your helmet has no strap on it because the strap broke, not a super effective helmet. It's likely to fall off. If your running shoes are completely soaked, you're likely to get a foot injury because you're gonna see a lot of additional traction between your socks, your shoes, and your feet, increasing your chances of blisters, increasing your chance for improper wear on your shoes. And one trick I'm gonna show you real quick on how to dry your shoes in the event that you get stuck in the rain or you run through a mud puddle or your shoes just get wet somehow. Maybe someone came into your house with a super soaker, shot your shoes up, and then ran out the door. You've got a lot more problems to deal with at that time, but one thing you won't have to worry about is drying your shoes. So you take your shoe, and if you have one of these ancient pieces of technology, a newspaper, you can ball it up. Take that balled up newspaper and shove it into the shoe. Do not take your shoes and shove them in a commercial or personal laundry dryer. That will cause wear and damage and warp the sole of your shoes. Use this method for safe and effective drying. So you take all the newspaper, you shove it up as far as you can into the toe of the shoe, and then make sure that it's completely filled. So you'll fill the whole thing with that newspaper. Let it sit in a dry spot for about 4 hours, and then take that old newspaper out and put new newspaper in. The next morning, you should have a dry pair of shoes. I just did this myself recently, so I know that this works on all kinds of shoes. So I did it with my Brooks, I've done it with my Nikes, and it worked both times. So it's just a nice little trick to dry out your shoes without damaging them. I highly encourage you all to go out there and get after it. Just make sure that you're doing it in a safe and controlled manner. You do not want unnecessary injuries. You don't want unnecessary wear and tear on your equipment. Make sure that you are doing the right thing, because the last thing that you need is to hurt yourself trying to prepare for the ultimate adventure you're about to embark on. So go on, get out there, have fun with it, stay safe, stay healthy, wash those filthy hands, you animals. All right, we'll see you out there. Do-do-do-do-do, a-do-do, a-do-do-do-do-do-do, a-do-do-do-do-do-do. A time to do some stuff, do-ga-do-do. Deep. You're about deep. Whether it, you know, it's practicing your, while you're out there working on, if you're riding a bike, it's, you know, safety gear is a helmet. If you're, some things to be watching out for though,